You guys better lock in and buckle up because you're in for another creepy and scary TikTok reaction video. It's your boy Jesky Chuck. Remember, on these creepy and disturbing videos, keep your head on a straight swivel. Let's dive into it, guys.
Old buildings that were here before they even started building.
It's very old.
Yeah, and they just built this garden around it.
Yeah, the garden it's only like 3 years old.
Really?
And the state gave them this land, and then the idea is to extend it here to make it all one thing. So to put some boardwalks and then some plants that can
Oh,
survive in
wow.
that lower
Make it look
level.
pretty again.
Yeah.
Old buildings that were here before they even started building.
It's another structure. I'm just trying to figure out what was the purpose of this. Was it just because they could or what? Man.
This is the Guardian building in Detroit. Let's see who's on the structure. Look like Native American to me. You have the sword. All the intricate artwork. This is the tallest building made of brick.
Wow, look at that. If we look at the full video, it says gardening building in Detroit, the Three Fire Confederacy, Negroes, Potawatomi, Tumi, Ottawa, Ajubawa, Egyptian Moors built over 600 years ago. That's just what the title says, guys. Let's take a deeper look.
You got Aztec, Mayan, Egyptian, all throughout it. You got pictures within pictures out of brick. Look at the other side, you see another Guardian. Look like Negroid characteristics to me. This is the Guardian building in Detroit. It's the tallest masonry brick building in the world.
One thing we can all agree on is that they found this structure and moved right in. I wouldn't be surprised if it said founded in 1893 on the side.
All double brick, like 15 million, 10 million bricks on this structure alone. Aztec, Mayan, Egyptian, right here. They have a lion right here. This is the Guardian building, the tallest masonry structure, 40 stories. They said he built it in 1928, 1929. They allowed no one to go in it. When they took over in 1928, 25 years they was inside changing. But they didn't change the outside structure. The Negro characteristics on the outside. They didn't change that. They couldn't without messing it up. So this is the Guardian building, downtown Detroit. The so-called natives, they live in tents. They live in Egyptian-style skyscrapers. History revealed. The Guardian building.
Truth is stranger than fiction. They done told her, they lived in teepees and all this. No. They lived in brick skyscrapers. What? This is living proof in Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. Man, we might have to go that way on Detroit. I better lock in and buckle up. We going that way on Detroit today, baby. It's one of the most beautiful churches in Detroit. Looks Tartarian to me, just saying. Building says established in 1897. Wow. They might have added a 1 to all these, man. Take away 1,000 years and that's probably when they built it. and the fact that it's still standing. And we also got to remember what could possibly be up under all these churches is an underground network connecting all of these old structures. They just didn't make them on top. There's an underground system that connects all of these.
Train station. This is the Michigan Central train station in Detroit, Michigan. This was at its peak, one of the largest train stations in the world. It stands at 18 stories tall, and as you see it today, it is all but in ruin, though supposedly under renovation. Thankfully, not all of the buildings of the old world meet the same fate, and if they could restore it to anywhere close to its former glory, I would be absolutely thrilled. And just look at the interior of it. You can still see the beautiful and colossal architecture, the beauty of what was. This train station was founded in 1913 and closed officially in 1988. And ever since then has just been left to decay. Of course, Detroit was hit hardest when most of the auto industry left. But really, it's a symbol of all of America's major cities, all falling in decay and ruin. All signs of its former glory, just empty shells, littered with broken windows and graffiti, and goodness only knows what else. And what's happening in Detroit isn't a left or right issue. They're both the same wings of the same bird. This has all been by design.
He's spitting.
Long before we were around. We let those who lead us right off a cliff, as we've been continually blinded and divided, fighting amongst ourselves over small petty things, while the rest of the world around us is left to ruin. I would love to see what they're doing with this building, though. I hold out slight hopes that what was lost could be saved, even in small little sections like this. This is worth fighting for. Our history, our true history is worth fighting for, not these lies agreed upon. Question everything, friends. Until next time. This is the Michigan Central train station in Detroit. This is...
Did you hear what he said? He said this is no left or right wing. This is all a part of the same bird. I love that. I'm going to use that again.
Okay, let's get into this. I get a lot of DMs and I get a lot of questions about who are the Tartarians? Where did these buildings come from? Who built this? Cowboys with a horse and carriage? Nah. No cranes, no running water, no power tools. And why don't they build these glorious structures like this today? Let me teach you. The mound builders had elongated heads with 25% more brain power than everybody else in prehistoric times. That made them smarter. That's one thing. Two, the mound builders are the first people on the earth to find energy centers. Mounds are on top of energy centers and ley lines. Ancient temples are found on energy centers and ley lines, right? More brain power, and they knew how to find the energy centers, right? Mounds are all over the world. That should show you why these Tartarian buildings are all over the world. There are symbols on these buildings that match artifacts that come out of the mounds. One symbol is the symbol of Germany. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. I can't say it for entertainment purposes, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The mound builders evolved to build these type of buildings all over the world. Ain't no Tartaria, ain't no Tartarians. The mound builders of Mu, Lemuria, aka Atlantis, built structures out of marble, limestone, sandstone, all these hard materials. They built these structures. They evolved and built these structures. The oldest mound builder culture is in North America. How do I know that? Because the oldest agriculture is in North America. These mound builders moved around the world in the old world, prehistoric times, building mounds, and evolved to build these type of buildings. Scientists and archaeologists can't figure it out because they don't want to figure it out, or they have figured it out and they don't want to tell you that your people, you know who I'm talking to, evolved and built these type of buildings all over the world. We know the truth now.
That is fascinating. Elongated heads, Atlanteans? Man, Lemuria? Didn't Lemuria get completely submerged underwater? That's fascinating. That's for another episode. Shout out to We Know the Truth now.
Tartarian architecture.
This is an old Tartarian building. The original purpose of this building was to produce free electricity. Look at this. Unveiled by electricity, June 8th, 1913. Like I said, the original purpose and design of this building was to harness energy from the ether, the same technology that Tesla was using. This building quite literally produced free electricity for the people. And you're going to see something very interesting on the back of this building. Check this out. You're going to see a wire that's grounded into the earth, and it goes all the way to the top of this building. Now, this wire was added afterwards. After they burn all the books and suppress all the information on Tartaria and free energy technology, the wire that is grounded into the earth is taking the energy and the electricity that this thing is producing, and they're putting it into the earth instead of allowing it to be distributed to the people, which is what it was originally designed for. You can find these buildings all over your hometown. The top of the buildings will have balls. These balls have mercury in them. When mercury spins, it creates a current. This information is coming back to light. We are rising up, and we're going to take back our power. Peace and love. This is an old Tartarian building. The original purpose of this building was to produce free electricity. Look at this.
That was new, though. I didn't know that they put that new wire back into the ground so people couldn't get the free electricity. Man, how nice would it be if you could save an extra $200, a month off your electric bill because you didn't pay for electricity? How tight would that be? And that also makes me think, did they have internet? Was there some type of internet that they had popping off with this free energy? I don't know. Maybe they actually went around and talked to people like how you're supposed to, man. Don't get me wrong. There's ways to internet is decent, but it is doing more harm than good, if you ask me. There's so much you have to crawl through on the internet just to find a little bit of knowledge. It's tough, man. We're in a day of information, man. We got humanity's information. We got the library of humanity literally at our fingertips now. I can literally type in anything: Google, Wikipedia, TikTok, YouTube. I can just type it in and I'll get so many different answers. So we literally have, library at our fingertips, besides what's hidden at the Vatican and Smithsonian.
Macomb
Where are all the
County
scientists?
building in Mount Clemens. Let's see what they got to say about it. Okay, that look like native. Like Negroid characteristics here. Built of limestone. It said 1933. Keep looking at the building and we see the scrolls with the Samuel Jackson movie. Like aliens. I mean, they said that was a goat head. What you guys think? That a goat head?
That looks more like a, I wouldn't say goat, maybe a bull. It looks like a bull to me. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. Yeah, that looks like a bull head to me. What does it look like to you guys? It don't look like no sheep.
Those goat heads? Or is that some kind of alien? This is Macomb County building. They said they built in 1933. Look at the design. It's limestone. Limestone. It look like waves up there. Waves. Limestone. Look like they had an ether tower. And they put native people.
You better believe they had some type of etheric harvesting energy up here. You better believe it. I wouldn't surprised if they knocked it down, and that's what that copper tube goes to right there. That's probably copper, but they repainted it. But I would not be surprised if it was generating. This is shocking. Look at this. This is a huge monument on the side of these buildings. They did not slack at all making any of these structures.
On top. Huh. Oh, native people put native people on top. Negroid characteristics. So who would do that? If you ain't peeping, you sleeping. You gotta really take a look at what they've been selling us. Yep, Macomb County Courthouse. Right here, Macomb County, Mount Clemens, Michigan. They even got a little cannon out there. Macomb County building in Mount Clemens.
All right, the title of this one is Masonic Temple in Detroit, built by 3 Fire Confederacy Potawatomi, Ottawa, Ojibwa, Negroid Egyptians over 600 years ago. I would love to see where he get this information, you know. I'm not knocking it, I'm just saying, I would love to see, you know, where they get this, you know. Because exactly 600 years ago, we honestly don't know. But I would love to, if anyone has any more information on this, please drop it in the comments below. But nevertheless, we're going to dive in on these waters.
This is the Masonic Temple in Detroit. It's a massive structure. Just take a look and see who built it. Okay. Like that, Negroid characteristics. What is that sign? That sign you see?
You know, this honestly makes you think about all buildings all over. Like, look, even think about New York City. If you look at all those skyscrapers in New York and stuff, we really haven't dove off into that, but best believe it's coming. But every skyscraper tall, Chicago, we already been through. We already know about Shalaga. If you don't know about Shalaga, you better go hit my older videos. We all know about Shalaga. But this, you know, this every tall skyscraper made of brick and limestone is under suspect now. They're trying to cover something up.
Let's take another look. This is the Masonic Temple. Let's go up on top and see what we see. Look like Negro characteristics. And a sword. Closer.
This is just grand. If I could just name this one thing, it would be grand. Just the steps leading up to the gold. Man. This is a nice building. I need to go see this in Detroit. Like this hits on the same levels as the cathedrals. If you ask me, yeah, I want to see the cathedrals, you know, in Germany and stuff. But, you know, this is an ancient structure too. It gives you that same vibe, doesn't it? Same vibes as the cathedrals. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some type of underground network over here.
It's the Masonic Temple. One of the oldest Masonic temples in the nation. This building, so-called Negroes built many years ago. Has a black Negro characteristics. See the Masonic Temple. It's the ether. They collect energy right there.
Oh yeah, that's definitely one. I guarantee you, how this looks right here, check this out. This was probably all on top of this structure, but they knocked it down, but they left that one down low, so it's like, this one ain't that big, we'll leave it there. But I'm guarantee you these was covering all the top of that building.
They collect energy right there. That is the 5-point star, Moorish, Mavorians, copper clad, with his own power. The Mercury and Ball returns. Then you see this one on top of here too, 5-point star.
How'd I guess? I did not see this video before. I'm seeing these for the first time, just like y'all. How'd I know? I'm telling y'all, man. Gathering ether up there, y'all know.
The Moorish flag. Go down it. See the intricate artwork, the box office. This it look like we're going characteristics. Like a fans on his head. This
Almost getting Egyptian vibes. You see that, like, I hate to call it a bonnet, but y'all know what I mean. You know, like how the Egyptians be having that, back sleeve like a snake. I don't know the proper terminology. Somebody help me out.
it look like we're going characteristics. Like a fans on his head. Go up on top. All limestone, double bricked. You see like those black marbles, but it's clad, see, Egyptian style. See, we know who built the building. This is the Masonic Temple, and
We gotta take a trip there, man. And best believe I'm gonna launch a drone. And we're gonna get the best footage all over that thing, man. Yeah, we definitely need drone footage of these buildings. And I'm gonna do my best to work on that for y'all. Trust me, it's coming. Let's keep diving though, man. This is interesting. If you guys haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. We're pumping these boys out daily again. Probably gonna go live pretty soon. And check me out on Twitch, Jetski Chuck, Twitch.com. I'm about to be getting my Twitch on too, man. So we can just vibe and chill all day.
Architecture.
Yeah, we're gonna be on YouTube too.
Were the Tartarians intentionally hidden from world history?
Our history is all a lie. Ever heard of the Tartarians? Well, they were a unified and advanced race of people who built extremely well-crafted buildings like this. And they designed them in order to obtain free energy from the atmosphere. These style of buildings are everywhere, yet people attribute them to design and architecture styles. And the history and true meaning of them has been falsified by someone or something that doesn't want us to know about it. There is so much more to the story. Think about it. What happened? If we did actually build these, then how have we gone so far downhill? Well, the theory goes that there was already a powerful organization that controlled the world through the sale of energy and had already heavily invested into energy production. They were completely against Tartaria because free energy would be the end of any control that they had. So they tore Tartaria apart and erased them from our history, making it seem like Tartaria never existed. But if you dig deep, there is still a load of evidence that proves their existence. Just look at all these buildings and architectural structures that seem to advance to have been built by the respective nations. Funny enough, all of these structures have a common theme: harvesting energy.
Were the Tartarians intentionally...
Conservatory in Detroit, where the Abajawi Potawatomi Ottawa Negroes built over 600 years ago. Let's dive in.
The Botanical Garden. They say they opened this in 1902, 1904. They said Albert Kine and a couple other settlers, they said they designed this. All eyes. 3-Fire Confederacy, the Jabawa, the Potawatomi, the Ottawa.
Potawatomi. I like that name, Potawatomi. I like the name.
Designed this over 600 years ago. You see the spear on top, the Egyptian material. Right here. They have it closed right now, doing some much needed repairs. But they never could create something like this on this island park that they founded in 1904. The Conservatory, right here on Belle. It's a park.
Pop the gate. We need better footage. Send a drone up there.
In Detroit, that the state took over years ago. And then they charge you a park pass, $15 to see the things that the Jabawa, the Potawatomi, head over 6.
We're gonna look into the Abajawa and the Potawatomi. Let me write it down. Give me a sec, y'all. Type that in for later, after we get done looking at these structures.
Ancestry. This real native is Chapakurikwampanag. She is also Black or African American. Native does not look one way. The real natives are the people with native ancestry. This real native is Chapakurikwampanag. She is also Black or African American. Native does not look one way.
Man, I don't know if y'all ever been to a powwow in real life, but man, those things is lit. I've been to one or two, and I love them, man. They used to shoot off the fireworks, and then they'll have the flute blowing in the back with the fireworks jumping off. Man, them powwows are lit.
Let's go. First up, wild rice. You might think you've had it before, but unless you've had Macomb, you have fallen prey to one of the classic blunders, my friend. Never trust marketing. Macomb is a pollution-sensitive, nutrient-dense grain indigenous to North America, where it used to grow prolifically in the vast wetlands of the Midwest. Once that's cooked down, we're gonna add some high bush blueberries. Bogs are amazing places to find them. Finish it off with our wetland-adjacent maple syrup and a sprinkling of cattail pollen. Remember, wetlands are the lungs of the ecosystem. They are massive filters that harbor tremendous biodiversity. When we take care of the land can take care of us back. Let me tell you, the results are delicious. 4 ingredients, only stuff found in wetlands. Let's go. First up, wild rice. You might think you've had
I'm not gonna lie, that stuff looks good. I would try that.
Family, who are also expected to continuously maintain the fire for 4 days. Over the 4 days, food is also offered to the spirit. Added to food offerings, tobacco is also offered, as it is considered one of 4 sacred medicines traditionally used by Ojibwe communities. On the last night of food offerings, a feast is also held by the relatives, which ends with a final smoke of the offering tobacco, or the tobacco being thrown in the fire. Although conventional caskets are mainly used in today's communities, birch bark fire matches are buried along with the body as a tool to help light fires, to guide their journey to Gagij Minawa Nigozigiwining. Plants used by the Ojibwe include Agrimonia griposapala, used for urinary problems, and Pinus strobus, the resin of which was used to treat infections and gangrene. The roots of Symphyiotrichum novae anglii are smoked in pipes to attract game. Allium tricoccum is eaten as part of Ojibwe cuisine. They also use a decoction as a quick-acting emetic. An infusion of the alba subspecies of Silene latifolia is used as physic. The South Ojibwa use a decoction of the root Viola canadensis for pains near the bladder. The Ojibwa are documented to use the root of Uvularia grandiflora for pain in the solar plexus, which may refer to pleurisy. They take a compound decoction of the root of Ribes glandulosum for back pain and for female weakness. The Ojibwe eat the corms of Sagittaria cuneata for indigestion, and also as a food, eaten boiled fresh, dried or candied with maple sugar. Muskrat and beavers store them in large caches, which they have learned to recognize and appropriate. They take an infusion of the Antinaria howelii ssp, neodioica after childbirth, to purge afterbirth and to heal. They use the roots of Solidago rigida, using a decoction of root as an enema, and take an infusion of the root for stoppage of urine. They use Abies balsamia, melting the gum on warm stones and inhaling the fumes for headache. They also use a decoction of the root as an herbal steam for rheumatic joints. They also combine the gum with bear grease and use it as an ointment for hair. They use the needle-like leaves in as part of ceremony involving the sweat bath, and use the gum for colds and inhale the leaf smoke for colds. They use the plant as a cough medicine. The gum is used for sores, and a compound containing leaves is used as wash. The liquid balsam from bark blisters is used for sore eyes. They boil the resin twice and add it to suet or fat to make a canoe pitch. The bark gum is taken for chest soreness from cold, dyes. A fire is lit in the home of the family, who are also expected to continue.
The Ojibwe are one of the largest indigenous nations in North America. Crossing the United States and Canada, more than 300,000 people identify as Ojibwe, with more than 50,000 being able to speak Ojibwe. They populate the Great Lakes region of North America, spanning Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, New York, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Minnesota. The Ojibwe...
You know, I think I might have a little bit of something in me, man. I don't know if y'all seen it, but check your boy's axe throwing. You know, they might have called me Black Thunderhawk back in the day. How I used to, you know, throw that hawk. I mean, I might have a little something in me, man. Damn, She-Hawk, is that you? She got biceps. What is going on? I come from a long line of strong women who would be proud to see that we are still here thriving. Go ahead then, sis.
What are we doing?
Damn, I do want to do something like this, man. That is beautiful. In Wisconsin, though, we getting off subject, but I do want to try this. That looks like a lot of fun. This is right up my alley. Forget going to clubs. Forget drinking, smoking, getting lit. This is what it's about. Getting out in nature and traveling, Drop a comment below if you would do something like this. Or give me some other peaceful ideas of fun activities to do.
600 years ago. It's a botanical garden, around about 5 acres. Have different kind of plants and stuff. They're closed right now. You see the Canadian geese huddled over there.
I can't stand them damn geese. Aren't they? These are invasive, right? I can't stand it. They be in my fishing spots. They be on the trails. I can't stand them. Someone please tell me that these mugs is what's the word I'm looking for? When invasive. There it is, invasive. I believe this is an invasive species because they just ruin everything, don't they?
Eating. You see the guardians, the males, while everybody else is eating, they look ahead right there. That's the guardian. He's walking around protecting while everybody else eating. There's another guardian around. Yes. Right there. That's a guardian. And that's the guardian. He's looking around, watching everybody. It's back. Right here. That's what we need, a guardian. Where everybody's busy, somebody watching their back. Here's the Belle Conservatory.
That's a great analogy, but I still can't stand them.
Where the Canadian geese enjoy their feast.
All right, guys, I'm not seeing nobody really talk about Wayne State, so we're just going to look it up ourselves. Let's type in Wayne State University. See if we can get some photos. See, look at this. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Hold it. Look at this. You can see, obviously, this is an ancient old structure that they found. I wish I can get it bigger for you. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can. There, that's a lot better. Look at this. This is Wayne State, y'all. They found this building. Nobody really talking about this, man. Harvard. We know for a fact Harvard was found. Let's say founded. They don't really even know who that dude is on the front of Harvard with the shoe sticking out. You know? Take a good look. But yeah, we might have to start making some TikToks, man, because everybody ain't talking about what I'm trying to see. So maybe I need to dig off into Tartarian and these universities. That might be a hot topic. Let me write that down before I forget. But yeah, man, I just wanted to show y'all these Wayne State, man. I bet you'll never look at Wayne State the same again. Be like, man, they found that building, cuz. I'm trying to tell you. But we're going to move forward. I just want to remember to do some TikToks on these. University / Tartarian structures. There you have it, y'all. Yo, if you got a university that looks like this, you know, you might want to look at it again and really start thinking as hard as you can, because something might be up. Real quick, the title of this: Player Theater, Detroit. The Abajawi, Potawatomi, Ottawa Negroes built over 600 years ago. Very interesting. Let's look at it more. Have any of you guys seen these? Shout out to all my people in Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. I know you guys be in the comments. We need y'all. Have y'all seen these? Do y'all got any more buildings that he ain't mentioned that we need to look into? I'm gonna do my best to see if I can find some.
Theater. Let's see who built this. Yeah, the Jabawa, the Potawatomi, the Ottawa built this over 600 years ago. You see the sculptures right here, the players.
That thing look crazy, don't it?
Negroes built this, sculptured these effigies over 600 years ago. Right here, the Negroes, the Jabawa, the Potawatomi, sculptured these over 600 years ago. It's the players. Let's see what they say right here. It's an amateur theater. They claim that they built the Players, a Detroit gentlemen's amateur theater club founded in 1911, opened this playhouse in 1926. The handsome building was created by club members William E. Cap, architects Corrado Perducci, stone sculpture, and Paul Homer, muralist. The playhouse built in the style of the 16th century English Renaissance structures in this area to use cinder block laid in ashlar, the appearance of cut stone. It has been in the continuing use as a playhouse since its completion. How can you complete something and you founded it? Right here. The Jabawa Potawatomi built this over 600 years ago. You can see the stone sculptures, the muralists right here. See, the settlers, they always say that they structured something, and they didn't. Right here was also the Battle of Bloody Run near this site.
What did he say? Bloody Run? I'm going to try to look that up.
In the late July 1763, the British and the so-called Indians fought the fiercest battle of Chief Pontiac's uprising, as Captain James Belle led about 260 soldiers across the Parent Creek. The Indians launched a surprise attack which devastated the British Delay, and some 60 of his men were killed. And as known as Bloody Run, this battle marked the height of Pontiac's siege. Pontiac is a Jabawa, Potawatomi, Ottawa. Right here. He didn't want his people to be enslaved, and the land took it from him. Right here, downtown Detroit, at the Players Club, and at the site of the Battle of Bloody Run, with Chief Pontiac, the Negro, the Ottawa chief. right here, Jefferson Avenue, Detroit, Idlewild, Michigan. Right here, Yates Township. Right here where the apples just rotting away on the ground. Right here, the last apple tree in Idlewild, public apple tree in Idlewild. Look, no non-GMOs. Look at that, that's a real nice one right there. Yeah, right off the van. Look at the Bill Gates coating on this one. Right here, Yates Township, Idlewild, Michigan, where the apple just all on the ground. Lots of them. You shake the tree, and they all on the ground. Right here, no wormholes, anything. Right here, Yates Township, Idlewild, Michigan. That's where they had a Idlewild concerts at down the way at the Township Hall. Right here, Yates Township, Idlewild, Michigan, where the apples is abundant. The last apple tree, public apple tree in Idlewild, Michigan. Idlewild.
I got an apple tree not too far from where I stay. You know, and them deers be tearing my apples up, man. I ain't gonna lie. So the fact that this one, the deers ain't tearing this up, that is a blessing. You got apple juice, fresh apples. I wonder what type they are. Honey Crisps are my favorite. But, you know, Michigan is known for their apples. All right, y'all. We got old Tartarian buildings in my city, Detroit, Michigan. That's what it's called, the title. So maybe we can see some real ancient structures. Let's dive in. You know I'm gonna put the zoom in on them too for us. I got y'all. Ain't no small screens on this channel. I'm gonna get it as big as I can get it for y'all. Got another banger. Tartarian, Detroit, talk to
us. Detroit had some amazing Tartaria. Here we have the Detroit Water Park, 1881. So interesting. Just look at that architecture. Look at those columns. Detroit had some amazing Tartaria.
Alright, let's break these down on full screen. They got the eagle on top. Fascinating.
Yeah. Here we have the...
Look, did you see that pillar on the last one? Look at this pillar to the right. They're definitely generating. Look at how these boys took these photos. They're like, oh, look what we found. Yeah, I can't wait to slap my name on the side of this. That's what they thinking right now. I guarantee you. These two are like, I can't wait to slap my name. I want the right building. You will let me get the ceilings. Ooh, this is another close-up of that pillar. What was even the purpose of this? Look how that thing goes up. I wonder if it's like a spiral leading up to the top where you can see the top of the vicinity. This was in Detroit? Ah, man. Where is this in Detroit? You guys know what this is. If you've seen any of my episodes, this is like a giant magnet for the city. You know, it goes underground, collects all the etheric energy around it. This is a giant, I forgot the name. But yeah, this is a good one, y'all. I just want to see, where was it in Detroit though? Fascinating. Let me know your thoughts below if you know where any of these structures are. Let's keep it going. Detroit's Tartarian past. I love this episode, y'all. Damn. How does the building get bigger the taller you get up, though? How fascinating is that? It's like you got a penthouse building on top of a skyscraper. How tight is that? A penthouse building, not a penthouse suite. You got a penthouse building on top of a skyscraper. That's how hard they used to build stuff back in the day. Fascinating. Of course, they had the castles popping off. Man, I wanted to see these in their glory. They took over this building, made a giant silk press machine, maybe, inside. There go those crazy towers again, man. How could they even get those on the top? We see the whiteout skies in the background, the vanilla skies, which goes to my theory with airships just flying in and dropping it piece by piece. Because you got to really ask yourself, how could they build these things before we had cranes, all that? How could they do it? Is what you got to ask yourself. How could they build this? They got the clock. If you look at this picture, you would think you was in Notre Dame Cathedral or something. Nah, this is Detroit. This is Detroit, bucko. Look at the theater in the inside. All of these are Tartarian Detroit structures. Does that say Wayne State? We might need to look at Wayne State. We found Wayne State. Don't think for a second they built that. They found that, big boy. Where is this? These Detroit structures, man. Wow.
Invented free energy, According to this theory, their grand buildings, cathedrals, palaces, and state capitals weren't just ornate structures. Those towering spires and domes, they were part of an advanced technology designed to harness atmospheric electricity. The spires acted as massive antennas, collecting energy from the air, while the domes and metal elements, often copper, stored and distributed it. But it goes further. These buildings weren't just powered, they were the power source. Every intricate design, every architectural detail served a purpose, collecting, conducting, and distributing free energy to entire cities. This supposed global network of free energy operated long before modern electricity grids. Imagine cities being lit and powered without burning a single drop of fuel. Everything functioning through this mysterious lost technology. Many believe this knowledge was deliberately erased after the fall of the Tartarian Empire, as part of a global reset. The buildings that survived were stripped of their true purpose, their energy systems dismantled or hidden. What we now see as architectural beauty, they claim, was once the backbone of a highly advanced, unified world powered by free, sustainable energy. But was this really the work of the Tartarians? Could these structures be evidence of a forgotten technology erased from history? Or are they simply remarkable works of art? The mystery remains. Were these grand Tartarian buildings more than just architectural masterpieces? Were they in fact energy hubs of a forgotten global civilization? Did you know the Tartarian...
Uh-oh, the Motor City. The Motor City hustling and bustling. There's nothing new under the sun, y'all. You would think this was San Francisco. No, this is Detroit. No CGI this time, bucko. They founded it. They found all this. Move straight in. On the water. I'm just gonna play the first couple scenes in full screen mode. Yeah, man. Make it make sense. Detroit was thumping back in the day, man. It was an energy center. Yeah, we got another one. I'm telling you guys, in your hometown, no matter where you're watching this from, they have some old structures. You better believe it, bucko. And you better keep your head on a straight swivel. Where you're living at now, they have some old structures. Man, this dude cusses so much. I'm going to try to see if he...
Told you, because they didn't tell you this. So much can be learned about a civilization by studying its architecture. When I look at a building like this, I can't help but think of the designing, the mining, the quarrying of the stones, the shaping and transporting of these large pieces of stone that were needed to construct these buildings. I am a Tartarianist. The established rhetoric and his story of most of the construction stories of these buildings is nothing but bullshit to my ears. Whenever I learn about the history of a location, a history of a building, I look at the established story, and it's always kind of just blankly saying the and buggy people did it. That's it. They did it, and just accept it. And I'm sorry, but I can't do that. When you first begin to realize that the yellow brick road that you're skipping along in search of all your hopes and dreams simply leads to a madman behind a curtain lying to you, then how can you go back to the land of Oz and pretend that nothing happened?
Where are all the scientists at? Let's get on this Tartarian energy challenge. We can recreate this. So, I don't know, we need a scientist or an engineer, I'm not really sure. But let's recreate this energy and let's see if it really works. And if what we're reading and seeing is true.
Tesla did it. They got a spot in Texas that they're doing it. But they ain't gonna push it. You know, these people got money. They gonna have you so tied up and patents and stuff, and you know, or they'll just come. You know, it's not easy. Don't come for me, man.
Here is another example of an old Tartarian building with the ability to harness energy from the ether and produce free electricity for the people. Now at the top, you are going to see the antenna, which is shaped like the moon, which I find very interesting. And then you're going to see these balls, and these balls are actually filled with mercury. When mercury spins, it creates a current. And here's a great example of this. And if you take mercury in a flask and spin it over a voltage meter, it'll actually produce current. If you analyze all old buildings, you'll see this technology. All of these buildings were designed to harness energy from the ether. The antennas harness the electromagnetic energy from the ether that is then sent to the mercury. The mercury spins and creates the current.
I'm gonna let them finish, but check this picture out. Every time I see this picture, I just find it fascinating that they got like their daughter or some type of woman on the front of this, man. People love these buildings, you know. Who knows? This building could have been found by them, you know, and this wasn't the first people. This was just the time that they got their photos of it. But if we zoom in, which I can't, this kind of looks like some figure, some dark figure in this window, you know what I'm saying? Man, we getting lied to so much, and we just doing our best to, it's like find a needle in the haystack.
That is then sent to the mercury. The mercury spins and creates the current. This is why when you research Tartaria and free energy technology, they never used wires. Here's another great example of this. You don't see wires. Cathedrals all over the world produced free energy. That's why the word cathode is in it. Cathode is a type of electrode. This is why the windows on all these cathedrals represented cymatic patterns, because there were sound healing centers that generated free electricity. This is the cymatic pattern of a cathedral bell. As you can see, it matches this pattern in this window. Literally all windows in these cathedrals represent certain cymatic pattern. These cathedrals were designed for people to lay down and experience sound healing. They were designed to pitch sound at some of the best frequencies. This truth has certainly been hidden from us, but we are at a point where humanity is waking up and we are going to take back our power. Peace and love. Here is another example of an old Tartarian building.
Man, he's spitting. I was by Infinite Light. If you wanted to check him out, shout out to Infinite Light 369. Comments say Nas talked about the ether. I didn't know that. I don't listen to music like that, man. I'll find something with a good beat and, you know, rock out to it. But they said Nas talked about it, and they took away the bells because the bells had a lot of ether generating in it as well. But that's all I got for today's video. If you made it this far, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Drop some words in the comments to get the algorithm boosted back up there, you know. But regardless, I'm gonna keep pumping these boys out, man. Be sure you follow me on Facebook. Type in Jet Ski Chuck on all platforms. Facebook, Twitch, definitely Twitch, man. To all my gamers out there, definitely look me up on Twitch. I'm about to start getting my Black Myth Wukong, my Elden Ring back in, and I love to hang out with you guys, man. Seriously, definitely type me in there. Hit that like button. Follow me on Twitch, Instagram. We back on it, man. We back on the grind. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going, man. So join me on this journey, man. This adventure, because that's what it is. Join me on this, y'all. And I appreciate y'all for all the love, the support, man. I love y'all for real, man. But your boy Jet Ski Chuck signing out. Peace.